guys, hope you're all doing well, and today's video is continuing on with the series that we've had on the 6 emotional human needs, and today's one is called growth. So the first 4 needs that I've spoken to you about all kind of link in with each other, and without the first 4, the last 2 really kind of get left to the wayside. So growth is all about you becoming the person that you should be. And quite often we get that need for growth fulfilled by helping other people or taking on something new, something that makes us feel good about ourselves, something that makes us feel fulfilled. So that can be in a caring way. You maybe want to help people out, and maybe do your next door neighbour's shopping for them, or pick up their kids from school, or in some kind of small way you are being kind and helpful to others, which then makes you feel good in yourself. But growth in another term is looking at how can I make this work better for me. So the best way to get the most out of your mind is to always be improving it. So for some people that could be learning a new subject, learning just something new. So for example, it could be like singing. You want to learn how to sing. So you've got to obviously learn how to know the words off by heart, and that's exercising this. It could be just reading a book. It could just some new skill, something maybe creative. You've maybe decided that you're going to learn DIY. So that again would keep this ticking over and ticking over. Another way to get growth would be maybe doing quizzes and puzzles, something that's stretching your brain, something that's making it work hard. And obviously in the day and age that we're living in, when we hear so much about dementia and the likes, it's really important to keep up exercising of the brain. So I've got a few other ideas, just bear with me. I want you to try and think of 2 little tiny grains of rice sitting in the bottom of a basket. And that is 2 little grains of confidence that you've maybe got in yourself. And each time you maybe do something for somebody else that makes you feel good, or you learn a new skill that makes you feel better about yourself, you're putting another little grain in, until eventually you've filled that basket up with lots of little grains of confidence. And the thing that goes against growth is fear. That's the number 1 block that stops you from growing and reaching your full potential. But a lot of our fear is based on our imagination and based on the what ifs in life. And often I find that if I ignore the what ifs and just carry on, at the end of it, half of the things that I thought were going to happen that would go wrong didn't. So what would be the point in that? But to me, fear is the thing that's putting you off. So it's stopping you almost from coming out of that comfort zone. So another way to get more growth in your life would be having goals, but having small, realistic goals. Rather than setting up a goal that you maybe want to achieve in a year's time, what about if you break it down to 52 small goals that you achieve each week? And each time you achieve a goal and you feel good about yourself and give yourself a pat in the back, it's getting you closer to achieving the next one, because you've then got a little lift in your confidence. So because there's a little lift in your confidence, you're encouraged to go on and achieve again. So where most people go wrong with goal setting is they make it too big and it almost feels unachievable before they've started. And a perfect example of that is when somebody is trying to lose weight and they maybe have, like myself, I lost 5.5 stone. So if I'd looked at the big picture, I would have constantly felt overwhelmed, which I did. So what I did do was break it down into half stones. But then I would break the half stone, that's 7 pounds, down into pounds. So I would be able to tick off every time I had lost that pound. So if it was £1 a week, then it would take me 7 weeks to reach my next goal and my next goal. And that was how I achieved the weight loss that I did. Not by looking at the big picture, because it feels like a big overwhelming mountain that you've got to climb, but looking at the the small picture, and breaking it down. Think of goals that you maybe have in your life that you want to achieve. So say you wanted to, I don't know, earn £1 million. Well, straight away you're going to think, oh, how the hell am I ever going to do that? But what if you were to break it down? What if you were to make it a 5-year plan? That in 5 years' time, you're going to have made £1 million. Well, what do I need to do this year, this week, this day, in order for me to achieve that big picture? So maybe the first thing that you're aiming for isn't the million. You're maybe just aiming to bring in more money than what you brought in before. So it's just little goals. So growth is a very important emotional need that we have. And it's something that fills us up and makes us feel better about ourselves. So I want you to have a look at your life. And if you're feeling that you're kind of lacking a bit of enthusiasm, what small goal could you make today, tonight, that you could break down and achieve and just keep building on it like that? So we've got one part left for next week, and that's called contribution. And growth and contribution go together quite nicely. They don't need each other, but they work very well alongside each other. So I'll talk to you more about that. So I hope you're enjoying the series, and I will see you next week for part 6. Bye for now.